Hey y'all, it's your boy Sheriff Speaks, man. Right now, I'm talking to you guys about Riverdale Season 3, Episode 6, Chapter 41, Manhunter. Man, this was definitely a fucking hunt. And I say this, man, because this damn episode was so damn hype. We see my girl Betty pretty much boss up and queen up in a big way by pretty much just like confronting all the parents talking about, look, one of y'all gonna tell me who the damn killer is, who the damn game master, headmaster, and game master is. Because the warden killing himself just isn't a fucking coincidence. It's part of the damn game. Now, I did not see the part where Josie suffered a seizure, unfortunately, but luckily, because my stream froze up like you as usual, and so I came back on the part pretty much where they, like I said, Betty was confronting the parents about their history of G and each player, because Betty was hitting them with some hard hitting ass questions like who the hell killed Principal Featherby at the time, as the parents' principal at the time. There was a lot of speculation, a lot of person of interests. Hiram Lodge, man, I gotta say, man, once again, he's in there, man. He's definitely a person of interest, definitely a possible culprit, and I say that because, well, like once again, the incredible duo that Betty and Jughead is, man, Bughead. My boy Jug went up to him like, "Look, man, I already have a suspicion that you might just be the fucking Gargoyle King because, this transpired, this happened, and this happened." And Hiram was like, "Look, man, I didn't do a damn thing." In fact, Harden was just like, "Oh, you think I did it? Well, guess what? Here's some other list of possible suspects: Hal Cooper, Clifford Blossom, and even Archie's father, Fred." Now I can see why Hiram said that because when all the parents were being confronted, the only two people kept looking at each other like in a very nervous, in a very worried kind of way. It was Sheriff Keller and Fred Andrews. Now we did get down to something really quick because I do remember. Once again, when Betty was confronting the parents about their history in G&G, the only people that were pretty much mentioned were just Daryl Doyley, who is the grandfather of Dilton Doyley. He's the camp counselor looking guy. I think he was killed last season. I think. But anyway, Penelope Blossom pretty much got aired out, by Hermione Lodge by saying, "Look, the only person that would know who would know about carbon monoxide or formaldehyde or whatnot would be a damn Blossom." In fact, even Penelope told on herself by saying, "You don't make poison in a greenhouse, Hermione." Or I should say, I think it was polyandry or something like that. Yeah, that that Daryl Doyley was killed of because I believe, yeah, because Penelope told, I think, Betty while they were sitting at a Pops that, "Look, I was with him that night where we created the poison for the first time, and he killed himself pretty much. He was in the car because his death was ruled a suicide, but they had one of the doctors, you know, bring up the autopsy, but he really couldn't. But he said, look, it wasn't ruled a suicide because he died in the car, pretty much fueled. His car was running. The whole carbon monoxide poisoning thing was a pretty nice airtight alibi, but that wasn't the case because you can't. First of all, you cannot create. I believe. Well, you know what? Well, you know what? Let me take you guys to my list. All right, here it is, guys. So, pretty much here's pretty much what Betty was saying. Daryl Doyley poisoned the cellist. He was the first one to poison somebody. Penelope Blossom and Daryl Doyton were the headmasters of the first ever gargoyles G&G. They killed the parents, the Principal Featherby at the time, and the Gargoyle King could be a descendant of Daryl Doyley. That's my honest to God theory right there. I put that little part in there myself. Um, but as we all know, that happened, but things of that nature. Like I said before, Fred and the sheriff looked at each other in a very worried way. Joey, like I said, Josie came down with a seizure after playing G&G because we saw last week that she drank the host or whatnot with Kevin and so forth. And even Betty even went after Reggie's father. He said Reggie's father was like, "Man, I never hit my damn son." And Betty was like, "Look, that's another damn lie right there." Now, and then also, mind you, while, like I mentioned before, Jughead, confronted Hiram about his possibility of Hiram being the headmaster and so forth, because he had the evil warden do all the sadistic shit to Archie and everyone else, which led them to a Jeepers Creepers like tunnel where all these dead damn bodies were. Those were all the guys that lied on Archie so he can go to that detention center that Sheriff Manetti set up, and he pretty much killed them all because on Hiram Lodge's order. Now, mind you, this was at Shadow Lake by the mines. That's actually where Kevin and Archie found all those dead bodies at, were within the mines, to cover their tracks. And pretty much Veronica on her mother's computer in her office, because her mother's the mayor. She found evidence of cohesion in which she saw pretty much the first official video was edited, in which that's the video that Veronica saw, but she knew that it was edited, right? And so it was in a loop. So when she saw that, Hiram came in on the room. She closed the laptop, shut it, and she went to her mother's, office, looked at the actual video, found it. It was under a folder with a sacrifice symbol for G&G. Unfortunately, Joaquin was killed after telling her, okay, look, it's a guy in a black suit, pretty much. And then there are things of that nature. Now, Kevin and Archie also went to try to save one of the guys that was still alive that Sheriff Manetta actually shot, but he lost too much blood. He died on the way to the hospital. Actually, I believe at the hospital on his way to the hospital. It was there where the sheriff, called in multiple 187 down by their mines by Shadow Lake. And that's when Archie said, look, man, every single time something bad happens involving me, the people closest to me, people get killed, and the people closest to me get hurt. I can't have that. So, and he just looks, and Archie was just like, look, man, there's the only way for me to live is for me to leave Riverdale because Hiram Lodge is always behind it. Now, this was a very emotional time because Veronica just got her man free. She called just to tell him that. And he was on a payway phone. Archie was on a payphone. He was like, look, Ronnie, I gotta get out of here because your father's never gonna stop hunting me until he kills me. Because let's be honest here. When you have a young person or just a person period that radiates or illuminates confidence, positivity, poise, all those things, you're gonna want to knock them off because you realize their potential. When you realize how powerful they can become, especially if you're an insecure little bitch like Hiram Lodge. Now, the hides behind his power. Now, with that being said, Hiram knew how powerful Archie was. He was the leader of his pack. With that being said, he had to get rid of Archie at the very last part of last season. So that way this season he could break Archie. And he damn near succeeded with that damn underground fight club of teenagers. Now, with this being said, like I said, Veronica found, evidence of the actual interrogation of cohesive evidence that Sheriff Manetta had on all those guys that we saw in the mines killed, right? Execution style. Like I said, Joaquin tells Jug who the king could be, and Jug confronts Hiram and says he's the Gargoyle King, and the warden was his pawn, pretty much. And Joaquin told Jughead the same thing. And the same thing, like I said, Power Landry is possibly what killed Daryl Doyley. It's actually what killed Daryl Doyley. So I really look forward to next week's episode, man. We see, that's another thing too. The Gargoyle King showed up to the Cooper's house, right? And so FP tried to get in there because we saw a dark shadow look like a guy. I thought that was somebody else. Turns out it was FP trying to look for Jughead because he couldn't find him. Because remember, Jughead, he actually handcuffed Jughead to a refrigerator so he got out, got free, and he actually went with Archie to escape. And because even Jughead was like, "Are you sure about this, man?" He's like, "Look, man, there's no other choice, no other option." So after the whole Gargoyle King, comes to the Coopers, not to mention there's a damn headstone with names marked off. I think it was Daryl, Clifford, I think, and somebody else's name. We see FP kind of just panned in on FP, and I'm thinking, okay, wait a second, was FP the one who did it? Because Betty looked at him like, oh shit, it's FP then. So I'm wondering who the hell. So maybe FP really does know who did it. Maybe Forsyth Pendleton really does know who did it. I don't know. I look forward to next week's episode, though, man. Not to mention, Alice sent Betty off into where pretty much look. Alice said, "Look, since this house is not safe, I'm gonna go to the farm with Polly and the twins, while you go with the sisters. They protected me, They protected Polly, and they'll do the same for you. And she's now, mind you, both Betty and Alice are emotional. Mind you, just as this is happening, Jughead tries to call Betty and tell her, like, look, I'm leaving with Archie. Don't worry, I'll be safe. Or something like that variation, from what I can guess. And so we see when Betty gets there, there all these girls are making pictures of the Gargoyle King. And then we see in the trailer that Betty tries to escape, and she sees who truly is the headmaster of G&G this time. Who's the Gargoyle King? So I really look forward to this, man, because next week's episode 7, chapter 42, The Man in Black. I really look forward to it, man. But this has been your boy Sherry, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think about this video and this episode in the comment section below. If you guys have any requests, let me know in the comment section below as well. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. This has been your boy Sherry Speaks, man. I love you guys. God bless.